My name is Olivia Carter, and I manage a small independent bookstore called Maple and Main in Boise, Idaho. It's tucked between a coffee shop and an antique store, the kind of place where the bell over the door jingles when you walk in and the air smells faintly of paper and cinnamon from the cafe next door. Most days are predictable. We open at 9 a.m. I shelve new arrivals, ring up customers, answer the occasional question about obscure novels, and close at 7 p.m. I like the rhythm of it, the quiet conversations, the regulars who come in every week, the way I can measure the seasons by the books people buy. But one Tuesday evening in late autumn, something happened that reminded me why I love this job more than I sometimes admit. It was a slow day. Outside, the wind rattled the last of the leaves along the sidewalk, and the sky was turning that muted pink just before sunset. I had already restocked the fiction shelves, vacuumed the floor, and was standing behind the counter with my coat draped over the chair, ready to lock up. The clock read 6:58 when the door jingled. In walked a man I'd never seen before, tall, wearing a charcoal coat, dusted with the day's wind, and carrying a leather messenger bag. He looked around quickly, as if scanning the room for something specific. "Sorry," he said, walking up to the counter. "Am I too late?" I smiled. "We close in 2 minutes, but you've made it." "Good," he said, with visible relief. "I'm looking for a book. It's important." He pulled out a folded piece of paper from his bag and slid it across the counter. Written on it, in neat block letters, was the title, "The Mountains Between Us." I recognized it instantly, a memoir by a local mountaineer that had gone out of print years ago. We had a single used copy in the store. "You're in luck," I said. "I think we have one." His eyes lit up. "Really?" I led him to the back corner where our regional section was kept. The copy was right there, wedged between two glossy hiking guides. I pulled it out and handed it to him. He turned it over in his hands like it was something rare and fragile. "I've been trying to find this for weeks," he said. "Special interest in mountaineering?" I asked. He shook his head. "It was my dad's favorite book. He used to read passages to me when I was a kid. He passed away last year, and I've been trying to track down the exact edition he had." Something in his voice made me pause. I understood that kind of attachment to a book, the way it can hold a piece of someone you've lost. "I'm glad you came in when you did," I said. "If you'd waited another day, it might have been gone." We walked back to the counter, and I rang it up. He also bought a blank leather-bound journal. "This is for my daughter," he explained when he saw me glance at it. "She's 6. I want to write down stories from when I was her age, so she'll have them someday." I handed him the bag, and he hesitated. "Can I ask you something?" he said. "Would you mind writing the name of this store inside the cover, so she knows where it came from?" I found a pen and wrote on the inside flap, "For Emily, from your dad, with love. Found at Maple and Main, November 12th. He smiled, looking almost surprised at how much it seemed to matter to him. As he was leaving, the wind caught the door and a swirl of leaves swept in. He stepped outside, then turned back. "Olivia, right?" "Yes." "Thanks for not rushing me out. You made my day." "You made mine," I replied. He walked off into the crisp evening air, the bag swinging lightly at his side. The next week, a small envelope appeared in the store's mail slot. Inside was a thank you card and a Polaroid photo of a little girl holding the book, her grin wide and unrestrained. On the back, in neat handwriting, it read, She loves it already. I pinned it to the bulletin board behind the counter, where it's been ever since, because that night reminded me that the best parts of this job aren't in the sales we make or the inventory we manage. It's in the small moments where someone walks in just before closing and leaves with something they didn't know they'd find, but will treasure forever.